Hey guys, in this video, we're going to talk about how to create and edit a shipping plan. Now that tariffs are dropped for at least a few days, I know everyone's kind of rushing to get their products from China into the US while the tariffs are low. Will it last full 90 days? I don't know. Will it last longer than that? Who knows? It's very unpredictable now, but let's get this show on the road. My name is Zane and I'm from SellerMetrics. We help Amazon sellers scale profitably on Amazon using PPC. So getting right into it. Log into your Amazon Seller Central. Here is the dashboard. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the inventory and we're going to go to manage all inventory. There's a few places you can actually manage your shipments, but this I find is like the most easy way. And here you will have your listing. So we've already made a video on how you can create a listing and I will link that at the end of this video if you want to learn more about that. But what you want to do is click these three dots. And then what you want to do then is send or replenish inventory. Okay. Very simple and straightforward here. So here is where you can kind of create your inventory packing details. So first of all, you can type in where it ships from and you can add a contact. Obviously, these are my two suppliers. They're both from China. And basically, when you press add a contact, you put in all the details such as the country, company name, full name, address, street, postal, and so on and so forth. It's actually not necessarily relevant to do all of those. It's just actually more for your tracking purposes. At the end of the day, if you are using your own carrier, Amazon isn't overly concerned about where it's coming from in terms of at least from this dashboard, but you can do that more to organize where your inventory is coming from. So once you have that and you have the marketplace destination, which in my case is United States, or it can be, of course, wherever you want to do, what you want to then do is go down to your SKU details. And of course, what we want to do here is identify which inventory you want to send in. What you want to do is click the packing details of the SKU that you want to bring in and say create new packing template. And here in the packing template, you have options to put in the name, type, units per box, box dimensions, and box weight. Now, packing template name is something you come up with. Now, I organize it with my brand name and the amount of units in the outer box is what China usually calls it. Multiple versions would actually come in different boxes because they are different SKUs. My supplier is putting 8 in a box at a time. And there was one box that had 6 in it because the number of total units that I ordered did not divide by 8 easily. So they had to make one box made out of 6. Template's name is already in use, so I'm just using this as an example. Then you want to go into the template type. So case pack or single SKU pallet. Unless you're ordering a huge amount, like I'm talking a couple thousand units, you probably don't have pallets. You probably just have case packs. So you can just type in case pack. But obviously your supplier will tell you whether it's on a pallet or not. And you should probably know that. Units per box is 8. So I have 8 units in every single case pack. And then the box dimensions in inches. Of course, your supplier will give that. And the box weight. Now, this is supposed to be your gross weight, not your net weight. Your gross weight is basically the weight of all of your units, the units packaging itself, and then the outer box in which that they're sitting in. So the 8 units plus the outer box, and that's your gross weight. And that's what you want to put in. Once you have put in all these details, what you want to do is save. And then when you save it, it's going to pop up in this it's in this drop-down menu. Okay. You can also do individual units. I don't need to do that. You probably don't need to do that either. But that's what you need to do. Once you have all the templates that you need to create, they will be here. And what you want to do is then pick the template you'd like to order. Okay, so Bardane 8 box, that's my brand name, 8 in a box, that's what I expect. And then it asks you how many of these units are you going to send into Amazon. So what does Amazon expect? They're asking how many boxes of 8. So let's say I ordered 80 units. So that would be 10 boxes of 80 units, as you can see. And then what you can do is say ready to send. Once you go to ready to send, it's going to take you to the next step. So here you have 2 options. Okay. You have the Amazon Fulfillment Center, 1 shipment. And then what they do is basically just split it out across the various warehouses that they want to send it to. Or you can do Amazon warehousing and distribution. This is basically Amazon managing your inventory for you, including orders and things like that. I wouldn't want to do this actually, but Amazon shipment. And then how you intend to send it to Amazon. So if you use Amazon Global Logistics, they obviously have their incentives to do that. If you use that, feel free to continue using this. If you use the Amazon partnered carriers, then you can also do this, and then it'll give you the options for the partnered carriers once it loads. And then it asks you like how you want a shipment and basically where all it would go. But if you use your own carrier, which is what I do, then you can click that option. It's going to load basically all the non-Amazon partnered carriers. Once you click your own partnered carrier, it's going to give you an option of what you want to do. So shipping date will be the same for all shipments. That could be your yes or no. It's up to you based on how your things are now basically going to ship out. And then the date. Now you are allowed to change this after you've created the shipment, but the second you know, make sure you update it because Amazon does want to be timely with all their things. And then you have a very cool option here. You have the option of doing 5 shipments, or you have the option of doing 1 shipment. So what is the difference between those? 5 shipment means it's your job to send the inventory to all the various Amazon warehouses that they want to store your product in. That's how Amazon is able to have such amazing delivery services to all their customers. They put all their inventory in various different warehouses so that they can send it to the customer based on the closest warehouse to them. Or you can do 1 shipment, which is you sending it to 1 location, and then Amazon on your behalf will separate the shipments to the various warehouses for you. Okay, it's obviously a little bit more expensive to do that. Then obviously we're going to do small parcel delivery because I don't have a big enough order for a pallet delivery. And then what you want to do is you want to scroll down, and you can click whether you want to track your shipments with Amazon's dashboard or not. It doesn't really matter what you want to do here. Then you have to pick your actual carrier. So any one of these will work, of course, whichever one you're using. I use Forest Shipping. I just find that they have really good prices. So find the carrier that you are using in this drop-down menu. For some reason, it goes to their page. That's just what Amazon has set up. I guess it's maybe something that they worked out with their service providers or whatever, but just close that. And then how will they be transported? So you have the option of air, ocean, and ground. If you're doing expedited, it's probably going to be air, but I'm doing ocean, so we're going to do ocean. Next, they'll tell you exactly where you need to take the shipment. You want to take this address and provide it to your shipment freight forwarder. And then they will be able to quote this to you and tell you how much it's going to cost to get it there. This right here, PBI3, that is the name of the fulfillment center. Usually, most freight forwarders just usually need this, and they know where to go, and they can quote it based on that. But obviously, you want these details as well because that's the actual address. Okay, and then the delivery window. Of course, you can obviously change this because delays happen, things happen. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later than what your original estimate was. So you can obviously change this after the shipment detail is made. Normally, shipments take anywhere from 35 to 60 days, so just you can estimate based on that when it's going to arrive, and then just put the date in. And then you'll have that. And then you will have accept charges and confirm shipping. Now, I've already made my shipment, right? I've already made my shipping label and stuff like that. So I'm not going to press that, but I will show you what it looks like when you have pressed that and everything that goes on, because once you click this, the next step is to print boxes and labels. Now, if you guys like this kind of content and this kind of guidance, make sure you like and subscribe. And the next step that is super important after shipping and once you got your inventory in is PPC. You can actually get all of the knowledge on how to run PPC campaigns by reading this book. It is called Ultimate Guide to Amazon Ads. It can show you so many different things like how to set up campaigns, campaign structures, key success for category ads, etc., etc. And you can get it completely for free in the description below. All we need is your email, and then we'll send you a copy completely for free. So once you have created your shipment plan, what you want to do is print your labels and provide them to your supplier, not your freight forwarder, your supplier, because then your supplier is going to basically stick them on all the boxes. So when we click this, from the last statement when we said accept all charges and create shipping label, this is where it would take you. Okay, step 3, print box labels after you've confirmed the shipping. So these are all the final details, exact address where it's supposed to go, shipment name. You can rename this, by the way, if you want, and it's totally up to you if you want to organize it based on something else. But what you want to do is then click print. There you go. So this is what it would look like. Okay, these are all the labels, and basically your supplier, not your freight forwarder, will cut these out and paste them onto the box that has all of the units that you're sending. Okay, and this is what will be scanned by the fulfillment centers to know where they are going. Okay, and then you can proceed to enter tracking details. If you do this, if you scroll down, these are all the tracking details. These are the tracking numbers that your freight forwarder will give you if you want to provide. But nonetheless, that's how you do that. Let's say you've made the shipping details and everything's all set up and ready to go, but an error occurred. Actually, I did have an error occur in my case, so I'll tell you how I dealt with it. What ended up happening was that my manufacturer miscounted the number of packages that they were going to send because they didn't divide it up like they originally said, which is so frustrating. It sounds like a very avoidable mistake, but whatever, things happen, right? Now, once you've already made the shipping plan, unfortunately, there is a limited amount of what you can actually do, but what you can do is change the amount that's coming in boxes. And to do that, what you want to do is go into the scroll down menu and go to shipments. When you're in shipments, you will see this page where you will see the shipments that are on the way. What you want to do is click the one that you want to change. So let's say I want to change this one, okay? And to edit the actual shipment, what you want to do is click this shipment name. Click the name, don't click rename shipment, click this thing, and then it will take you to the page where we were actually just at. with all of the tracking shipments. Now, this is basically the entire process that we just went through, but what you want to do is go to view on step 3, okay? And when you say view, you will have the shipments. Now, if you are taking the responsibility to ship it to the various different warehouses, you will see more than one shipment, but I chose the option to send it to one warehouse and then Amazon spread it out across the country to their various fulfillment centers on my behalf. What you want to do then is click view or edit comments. And then here you will see all of the boxes that they expect, their dimensions, their weight, and their updated quantity. Now, you can change the weight, you can change the dimensions, and you can even delete the number of boxes that are coming. But here is the catch. You can only change the shipment for 6% of the shipment or 6 units. So what that means is if, let's say, I have an additional box coming and that additional box has 6 more units coming, they will accept it. But notice how all of these boxes have 8 units. If I try to delete one, I'm not going to because there's nothing wrong with this right now and I don't want to mess with it. But if I try to delete one, it won't actually let me. Why? Because each box has 8 units, but I'm only allowed, based on Amazon policy, to change up to 6 units or 6% of the order that's coming in, whichever is smaller. So if you have an order that has 6%, which is less than 6 units, let's say it's 4 units, then you're only allowed to change 4 units. But if 6% is 10 units, then the 6 units rule comes into play and you're only allowed to change things up to 6 units. It's very frustrating, but I guess this is why their logistics are so good, is because they're so hyper strict on what they will accept, what you are allowed to change, and what is allowed to be modified. And then it allows them to track things better. But nonetheless, that is how you change it. But once you change something, let's say I want to do 6 units, okay, all you have to do is click validate updates. I'm not going to do that, but you guys get the idea. And that's it. And that's basically how you create a shipping plan and how you edit the shipping plan after you've created it if something changes. Again, it is limited on what you can change once you've made something, but I hope that was really helpful, guys. If you want to take your business or Amazon business to the next level and scale up profitably, we can definitely help you out, work with you one-on-one in the link in the description below, but check this out right here. If you're an Amazon seller that wants to grow your Amazon profits, schedule a discovery call in the link below. We are an Amazon agency that helps our clients grow their revenue and their profits and optimize their PPC. And I hope that was helpful, guys. I will see you next time. And until then, happy selling.